Hello. In today's video, I will talk about the Seven of Cups. So, how I understand this card is, first of all, it is in the suit of cups. In a regular deck of cards, we are talking about the suit of hearts. The Buddha family is Vajra. The color is blue. The element is water. How I understand this card is in its upright position, we are talking about many possibilities. We are talking about someone who has a lot of options, who these options could be real or imagined. They could be lots of choices. You may be dreaming something up or thinking about all these different possibilities that you have, and you kind of get carried away with these thoughts and dreams. And so this card is talking about, like, right now it's a time to make a decision. In its upright position, it's kind of telling you that you've got a lot of options. You're daydreaming and stuff. It's time to pick something. It could mean that it's time, instead of like dreaming about this stuff, look for the internal guidance and choose. It's time. In its reversed position, this card is talking about being carried away by your dreams, being stuck with so many possibilities that you're unable to move and you're unable to decide. And so, rather than deciding, you are daydreaming about the possibilities and what you could do and what you would do if you did that, or what you could do if you were to choose this. This card reminds me of one of the nights, and I don't remember the number of the night, but it had this. There's this story, and we're talking about the Arabian Nights, the translation by Sir Richard Francis Burton. And in one of the nights, there's this story of this guy who gets an inheritance, I think, and I'm probably totally jacking this story up, but the basic idea is there are these brothers and they get this inheritance. The one brother invests and he works and he does all this stuff and ends up growing the inheritance that he gets. The other brother sits there, he buys this stuff, and then he daydreams about what he's going to do when he becomes rich from these things that he bought. And in his daydreaming, he ends up destroying the table filled with this stuff that he purchased, and all of his money, all of the inheritance is gone. And so this card reminds me of that. It's like you can dream about the possibilities, or you can actually do the work to make them, a reality. And so in its upright position, that's kind of what this card is talking about. In its reverse position, it's talking more about having so many choices you don't know how to choose, or you are stuck in this inaction because you're, dreaming or thinking about this stuff. And too many possibilities. Daydreaming, caught up so much in the daydream that you're not actually making a choice, and you're not making a decision to do anything to make it successful or whatever. This card, once this card was done, I kept seeing and feeling my nephew Fussy. It's one of the cards where it was like, wow, he keeps jumping out at me. And at the time, I didn't know why. But after talking with him, he was like, oh yeah, that's, I do that. I daydream. I can get caught up in all the possibilities. And it was just like one of those cards where it was just like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I didn't know this, this aspect of my nephew, but he was kept calling to me. I think the guy on the card looked so much like him, and he just kept calling to me you know, when this card was like, after it was like came to life. And so yeah, this card reminds me of Fussy, my sweet nephew. And I hope that, you know, whatever struggles he has with this particular, you know, aspect of his personality, that he goes ahead and chooses and, yeah, finds that internal guidance. So, yeah, to my dear nephew Fussy, and to all the dreamers out there, it's beautiful to dream, but don't get too carried away, because sometimes we do have to make decisions and we have to actually do the work in order for the dream to come alive. In the next video, I will talk about the Eight of Cups. I look forward to sharing that video with you soon. Thank you so much for joining me.